to pay taxes. That's why had Jesus said, and as an answer to his disciples, it's not, or it's unlawful to pay taxes. So when the IRS or whatever government agency that collects your taxes here, you could argue with them and say, Jesus said, you don't need to pay taxes. But that's not what Jesus said. That would have been nice. Amen? But that's not the point. The point is, when the Roman Empire had occupied Palestine, they instituted the law of taxation. What they did, brothers and sisters, is that those who are considered the leaders from the Roman Empire, they would collect taxes from the people of Palestine, from the people of Israel. And the way they do taxation during that time is that they would hire local people to get taxes for the Roman people, for the Roman Empire. And so if I am from the Roman Empire, I would hire you to collect taxes for me. So you would do my job, and the job that you do, I would bring it back to, or the tax that you give to me, I would bring it or give it to the people of Rome, or the Roman Empire. And there are two levels of people collecting tax money before. The usual or the common tax person, which one of the Lord's disciples was one of them. His name was Matthew. He was a tax collector. And in this text today, he is not just a regular tax collector. He was a chief tax collector. So if I would be sent here by Rome, I would ask 100 people to get tax in my behalf, in behalf of Rome, and what you would do, those 100 people that will be selected, you would actually select more people to do your job, to get taxes from the people. So you see, there's the possibility of abuse. If Rome said, I would need $100 million tax for a year from Wainwright, I would hire 100 people and say, I would want 10 million tax dollars for each one of you. And for those of you who will be given a tax, an amount of 10 million a month or 10 million a year, you would hire people and say, I demand 20 million from you. So you see the process? That's what I thought, that using taxation would get your attention. Because it is something that we do today, and it is something that during the times of Jesus Christ, it is something that they were forced to do during their times. And in the case of Little Zach, he was one of the chief tax collector. He does not actually collect money. People collect for him. People collect for him. And the culture of that time, brothers and sisters, if you worked for the Roman Empire before, and if you are a Jew, they consider you as a traitor if you are working for the Roman government. They consider you as a traitor, they consider you as a robber, as a thief, and anyone associated with working for the Roman government, for the Roman Empire, is being rejected and ostracized by the people of Israel. He was considered as an outcast. And so every time Little Zach would come into a place like this, everyone would not stay. They would leave right away because the person that just went in is the most outcast, the most abhorring person during that time. What I'm trying to say, the point that I'm trying to connect to you guys is that this is the backdrop, this is the background of our text for today. That's the life of Little Zach. Little Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus. And so if we go on reading the story goes like this. And Jesus entered and passed through Jericho, and behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans, and he was rich. And he sought to see Jesus, who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. In the other translation, he is called too short. Amplified version calls him small. Message translation calls him short. Good News translation calls him little man. And he ran before, and he sought to see Jesus, who he was, but could not for the press because he was little of stature. And he ran before and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way. And when Jesus came in the place, he looked up and saw him, and said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy home. And he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was gone to be guest with a man that is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, half of the goods I give to the poor, and if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. And Jesus said unto him, This day is salvation come to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. All